Hello lads and ladies, and welcome to this and welcome back for another video on the channel. Today we are having a look at the new 7 teams in League One next season. Yes, 2021-2022 is over and we're now looking at the 2022/2023 League One. We're having a look at Peterborough, Barnsley and Derby, who got relegated to League One, who will all be hoping for a quick return, but will have to face tough competition from teams like Ipswich, Sheffield Wednesday, MK Dons, Oxford, Bolton Wanderers, teams like that with a big support and also a big backing from their owner. And also having a look at the 4 teams that came up in Forest Green Rovers, Exeter City, Bristol Rovers and Port Vale. How will they get on? We're going to have a look. League One is so split this year, and not as split as last year, but there's so much quality. Let's get into it. If you're new to the channel, please like and subscribe. We're so close to 9,000 subscribers. So we'll have a look at the teams that came down first. Now, Peterborough are no mugs to this division. You know, we know of them. They went up, came back down straight away. I didn't think they improved enough, if I'm honest with you. You know, they brought some additions in so far. You know, Darren McAntony is a decent owner who knows what he's doing. Owning a football club, they'll always have a great support. And they've got obviously Clark Harris still, which is a big boost for them. You know, he looks fitter than ever. If he can score 20 goals for them, they're going to be well on course. And they've still got a very good squad. I think they still need a few additions before, July 30th, the big kickoff. But they're always going to be a big shout for this league, whether to be the playoffs or the top 2. Grant McCann's back now, who, again, was a young manager when he first left and probably wasn't ready for, Peterborough's challenges. Since being at Hull, he won promotion, did really well. And again, Hull got a new owner and obviously went a different way, which is understandable. But again, Peterborough are a welcome addition. Next up, Barnsley. Now, Barnsley are another one that were a yo-yo team in League One for 4 or 5 years. And they managed to give themselves 2 or 3 years in the Championship. Got to the playoffs the previous season and obviously lost the manager, lost Alex Mowat, lost the lad that he had, Dykes. And they just never seemed to recover. The quality wasn't there. They just lost Corley Woodrow to Luton. They've still got a good squad, and I still think they'll strengthen and they'll have a big budget. They've got a decent support. I like Oatwell. I like going there. I think it's a great away day, great stadium, great football club. Old-fashioned in the way they do things. But again, another side that'll be looking to get out of League One. And the quality in League One, you think, with Sunderland getting out of it finally, Wigan getting out of it finally, and Rotherham, consistent. We've got 2 great sides there that will just replace them. Next up, Derby County. Now, Derby hopefully will survive. I do think they will. Mike Ashley's put £50 million into a fund, apparently, to save them, which hopefully that will happen because I'm a football fan. We're all football fans who are probably watching this. And no one wants to see Derby County up the wall. Not Forest fans will want to have the fun and want them suffering and want them losing every week. But you ask them, do you not want to play Derby anymore? And they'll go, no, of course we do. And they want them to survive. That's what real supporters will say anyway. And hopefully they do. They're going to lose a lot of players. I think they've only got 4 or 5 players registered for next year. And it's a big moment for them. I think they'll start slow but get better. But I think they'll struggle to get out of League One next season. And the sides that came up, now, it was mental in League Two because there was only about 8 points from about 2nd to about 11th with about 3 or 4 games to go. And anyone could have gone up. Now, we'll talk about Forest Green. They edged over the line in the end. They were brilliant in the first 15, 20 games of the season, which basically won them promotion. Matty Stevens and Jamil Matt were on fire. They're a bit like Fleet with the way they've done things. They've always had a bigger budget and always invest into the football club, which is important when you've got a crowd of that low. But they always seem to pass FFP. They always seem to do it, by selling players on and bringing players back into the football club. They don't spend big money on fees, but they might do it in wages. Rob Edwards, they gave a young, hungry coach a try, and it paid off. So many of these have come in and done really, really well of late. You know, you look at, Rob Edwards is the prime example last season. Joey Barton at Fleetwood, won Bristol Rovers promotion. We'll come back to that in a couple of moments. Obviously, Johnny Jackson at Charlton did really well for a little bit of time as well. So, these young managers come in at football clubs, have got new ideas, new identity, they're hungry to learn and hungry to show. Over sometimes these journeyman managers that managed for 20 years, that maybe the hunger's gone out the belly a bit and the ideas are still the same as what they were, 5-10 years ago. So he left, went to Watford, which I was questioning, but he will probably get sacked at some point. It's the way Watford do things, but he's on a long-term deal there. He'll get paid out. And other football clubs will look at him because they'll think, well, who sacked him? Watford, they sack everyone. So I didn't like the way it was done. It's not a great way, but they brought in the lad from Notts County, Birchnell, I think he's called. And he brought obviously his assistant from Notts County, which is important when you've got a good number two that you know and trust. They brought Amari Little in so far, which I think is a decent coup. And they've got a decent squad. They've got a lot of hunger, and I think they'll do just fine next year. I think the home form is going to be vital for them for staying up this season. Next up, Exotec. Now, Exeter have been the Tottenham Hotspur of League Two. So many finals in the playoffs, so many defeats. Obviously losing to Coventry, lost to Blackpool, they lost to Northampton. I think they've lost in the playoff semi-final as well. They've always been, and I think they finished 8th last season as well. They've always been knocking on the door and had good seasons. But Matty Taylor's brought it home for them. Again, another example of a young, hungry coach coming into the game. And this is what I like about football these days. We're seeing players from my generation who I saw playing come into the game and coach at a first team level, and I think we're going to go and see more of it, especially in League One and League Two. Now that we've seen a lot of it, I think other clubs will go down the same route, and it's also getting these big player names in as coaches, which can boost your social media followers, boost your gates, and then boost your reputation as a football club, which for these clubs like Forest Green, Exeter, Fleetwood, for example, who appointed Scott Brown, it's so important to build on that. Exeter have a really good support. It's good to see that they finally got out of the league. Obviously, Dieng's a very good player. I like him a lot. Nomble up front, decent striker at League 1, League 2 level. Will they need to improve? Of course they will, but their ground is going to be a fortress next season. I really believe that. And obviously, they've got the Devon Derby back, which is, vital for them. Next up, Josephine Barton's Blues, the Magic Blues, 9 wins out of 12. They were steamrolling everyone. They beat Rochdale 4-3 after being behind, I think, 3-1. They beat Scunthorpe 7-0 to win promotion. So he has a never say die attitude. He gets the players that he knows and trusts and brings them into the football club. And you have players that will represent him on the pitch, which is fair play. Bristol Rovers are a special football club. They've got a great fan base. They've got a great, atmosphere at the Mem. And it's a quirky, but I love their stadium as well. The owner is brilliant. Whale, superb. However, if you were a betting man and you could bet on Bristol Rovers transfers, you'd bet a lot of money just by looking at Wales following. So looking forward to going back to the Mem. They won 9 out of the last 12 last year as well to win promotion. And, they played Exeter in about October time, lost 4-1, I believe. And Barton came, said, I've got no doubt that we're going to get promoted. He got hate for that. The man's a magician, eh? Well done, Joey. Fair play, and hopefully see you next season. And Port Vale are our playoff winners. Now, Port Vale are a football club that have rebuilt since being in League Two. I think their relegation maybe was one of the best things to happen to them 3 or 4 years ago. Because you've got a new owner come in and they do things properly now. Decent training ground, decent food, decent stadium, decent crowds, decent squad. They've got everything prepared for them on a match day. And the recruitment's good. And it feels as a feel-good factor at Vale Park right now, which is good for them. Fleetwood have got to go to them first game of the season. I think their pitch is the size of Wembley as well. So they won at Wembley against Mansfield and that worked out perfectly well for them. So well done to Port Vale. Looking forward to playing them next season. And I think there'll be, I think all the 4 teams that come up will have a really good go. I would say this is the most positive I've been about all 4 staying up. But it never always works out that way. Thank you for watching today's video. I hope you enjoy it. Let me know, what side are you most looking forward to playing, and who are you going to go to this year? What's the standout fixture? For me, there's so many. You got Sheffield Wednesday, Ipswich, MK Dons, Derby County's a new one as well. So let me know in the comments down below. If you're new to the channel, please like and subscribe. It will mean a lot. Until next time, I will see you later. Up the League One content.